2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to book your free estimate today. You'll be ahead of the game, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hi, everyone. This is Stephen Bauer, CEO of the Guest House of Milwaukee. For decades, Guest House of Milwaukee has been here for our neighbors, providing shelter, housing, and the support needed to break the cycle of homelessness. We're not just offering a bed for the night. We're helping people rebuild their lives through case management, housing navigation, mental health, and addiction counseling. You can help us make a difference. Learn more at guesthouseofmilwaukee.org, and together we can ensure everyone has a place to call home.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside ESPN's John Anderson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the John Anderson Homer Hour. There are many things to address. Brian Bulaga would like to open the show. It's okay.
Listen, I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Stoked, yeah.
I'm stoked with the way they play.
Yeah, 999 times to go. But John Anderson's the John Anderson Homer Hour. And Brad Nortman and his wife just had a son, and they're deciding on the name. And I said, he's got no choice. The name has to be Ray in honor of Ray Guy, the greatest punter ever, since Brad Nortman was an NFL punter as well. It's not even close. And as I was talking to these young people, they're like, Ray Guy couldn't have been that good. I said, he not only was so good, it was like 40, 50 years ago, and there's been no one better since. So maybe if you would explain to people how good Ray Guy was. It is hard to explain how good a punter can be, but.
And by the way, fought like crazy because he really wanted to play defensive back. And Al Davis, because he did that in college at Southern Miss, and Al Davis wouldn't let him. But
he had like 9 interceptions as a senior in college or something like that.
Right. Dude was drafted as a punter in the first round and didn't disappoint. End of story. Right? Like was worth the pick and maybe was drafted too low.
Yes. For I think the 23rd pick. I don't know how to explain to people. It's not like he hit the moon on a punt or something or kicked 5 out of the stadium. But it is amazing to me. Punting is one thing that really hasn't gotten that much better.
Oh, really? I think it's gotten hugely better.
No, I don't know. I have to look at the average yards and net yards. I think they're
average yards is like up 10 yards in the last 25 years. It's crazy.
All right. I'll have to look.
Yeah. All the Australians came over. But Ray Guy was revolutionary. Suddenly people were like, I got to get a stopwatch and do hang time. He changed special
You know what
teams,
Bum Phillips accused him of?
He was literally a weapon.
I don't know if you remember this. I didn't, but I read it on Wikipedia, and I'm assuming it's true. They thought they were putting helium in the balls. That would be the only way to explain. And so when Houston played him, like they provided the balls and claimed he punted much worse that day. So I don't, with Wikipedia, you'll be happy to say Homer, it's probably not true. Sure. And that could be because if you were going to make something up, you would use Bum Phillips as your example of someone who couldn't believe that he was that good. Yeah, he was so good. They believe he cheated. Like, no one complained that Walter Payton cheated, right? No, he's got illegal shoes or, no. But they thought that was Ray Guy.
Mississippi guy.
We have Brian Bulaga. He wants to comment again.
Listen, I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Stoked, yeah.
I'm stoked with the way they play.
The reason I have to play that is I think we have reached a new level. And only you can give credibility to the new level. The level is, I'm a big fan of Mark Schlereth. I don't know how you feel about him. I think he's outstanding, a great student. Everybody should hate him because he was on the Denver team that beat the Packers. But the standard is now set, and I think this is not one person. This is the general belief. So just understand that when someone says it, it's not they're going over the top. They're exaggerating. What do they call Mondays? The day when you
a case of the
overreaction Monday.
Overreaction. This comment or thought is now an appropriate reaction. Let's hear Mark Schlereth and then John Anderson on Mark Schlereth.
We'll have to wait on that, Homer, because the computer that's housed the comment has rebooted itself. So I have to wait for the reboot of this computer before we can actually replay it.
Okay. Let us know when it's
ready.
Paraphrase?
Can you paraphrase?
I can.
You have to listen to it.
I would not. I want to know what you get one comment about the Green Bay Packers this season. What would it be? Just one. Couple of sentences.
Right now?
Right now, yeah. On the first 2 weeks of the NFL season in the Green Bay Packers.
So I guess if I use a comment there, one thought. Better than expected and legit Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, what makes – how many legit Super Bowl contenders are there? I'm just asking out of curiosity. I'm not – for you to say Super Bowl contender, does that 5, 10, 8, 6,
6 maybe? 8,
6? All right.
8 tops.
Okay. Mine is, in discussing the Packers, don't waste my time discussing any team in the AFC. I don't care. Because there's only one game they can play somebody from the AFC. And what would that be, sir?
Well,
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you look at one of the best teams, don't even talk about any AFC teams because they are irrelevant. Is the computer set up yet?
No, it is cleaning up right now. It's still at 0% complete. So.
Wow.
So you're telling me you're telling me this is much like you're not talking a golf tournament where you got to beat everybody. You're talking about a tennis tournament where I don't have to worry about that guy in the other half of the draw till I get him in the final.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about board till I get him in the final.
Right. Now, I can't do that if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't do that if I'm Carlos or what is his name? Alcaraz.
Yeah.
Or Sinner.
Charlie.
But you could say that if you're Djokovic now.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to get to the finals. I'll take whatever's there. Fine, I'll take it. The Packers are that way, right? Right now. I'll take the Super Bowl. Right now, who do I got to play? Don't know. Don't care. Are you?
I think there's some other markers in the road that would still help us get a better feel, right? When the Eagles come to town, that'll be a better marker.
Yeah, but you believe they can play with them.
Totally.
Yeah. I saw your comments. I thought that was perfect.
I thought they could play with them last year, and they kind of did, except for they did dumb stuff.
Yes.
And if they kind of stay away from the dumb stuff, then last year there was no excuse for not playing with them. They just were stupid sometimes, made mistakes, had some turnovers,
Yeah.
So if they, last year they were, I think, they were equal to a lot of those teams, and they just did things that weren't conducive to winning, right? You eliminate that, which is what they've done so far the first 2 games.
No, here's what I want to say to you. They don't have to eliminate that. You want to eliminate that. Their defense might be so good, they can win now, even if they screw up some stuff.
They probably have a little bigger bit of margin, but as I just said to your colleagues, our colleagues in front of this, I do think in the last couple of games, they have squandered probably 10 points in each place.
Agreed.
And I thought last week they took a 38-10 game and made it a 9-point game. And there'll be a time in the year where they can't do that or they're going to get bit by that.
You just sound like the coach. Is that not exactly what you would say if you were LaFleur? You do that? I'm just telling you. I'm warning you right now. As good as you are, this could cost you. Right?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, I'm not going to be the coach that's just always – we got this and we got this and we got this, right? They're paid to bring around their Eeyore rain cloud. I just think there are a couple places where I would like to. They've shown they're really good. I would like to show that you should fear them.
Whoa!
And if they make it 38-10 over the Commanders, then you're like, okay,
wow.
Yeah, they're good, but like I don't want any part of those.
You could be
guys.
a coach. That would be good. That would also be what LaFleur could say. I don't want you to beat Cleveland. When it's over, I want people to fear the Green Bay Packers. How about that?
Yeah.
They should have you speak. They should have you come into Cleveland. Those are the two things. You pull that stuff, means nothing now because you're whooping these teams. You pull that in a close game, you can regret it the rest of your life. What is Herb Brooks? You lose this game, or you'll live with it the rest of your life.
Finland? Yep. If you you will take it to your effing grave.
Yes.
That's what he said.
And it's true.
Yeah.
No one would remember that they beat the Russians, and no one would care. And that's tragic because that's one of the great people. That's another thing. Russia hadn't lost a game in like 50 years. They had not lost an international game in like 10 years.
Yeah. It'd been like 20, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't comprehend. You've seen it on ESPN. There's a part of them that liked losing. They didn't want to lose, but there's no real sad. I mean, I don't want to say what the word is, but there was a wow. Like that's what it looks like when you're that excited.
Yeah. Right. There was no joy anymore. There were just results. There was no joy in the result.
And as is often the case, they won, I think, partly because he took the goalie out because the coach was, egotistical and Walter Payton, you sit down. You're getting too cocky. All right. Right? I mean it's
the guy had given up two goals. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yes, in
it used
6
to take
years.
him a month to give up 2 goals.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. One was at the
Gave
last
up a
second of
month's
a
worth in 20
period.
minutes.
All right, let's get to Mark Schlereth. This was on Rich Eisen
earlier
show.
today.
Yes.
I've watched pretty much every play of every game so far this year, Rich, and I thought the Green Bay Packers on tape are the best team in the National Football League that I've seen through the first 2 weeks.
Hold on. I don't want John Anderson to comment till he hears this a second time.
I've watched pretty much every play of every game so far this year, Rich, and I thought the Green Bay Packers on tape are the best team in the National Football League that I've seen through the first 2 weeks.
And now, to John Anderson. It is the John Anderson Homer Hour.
I would agree. Good for him. I'm with Stink, and he knows football way more than I do, right? I watch and go, okay, I've seen good football teams before. That's what they look like. I've not been in the trenches like he has. Haven't been in a huddle during a Super Bowl. I value his opinion. I will take his word for it.
So are you willing to state right now the Green Bay Packers, the best team in the NFL the first 2 weeks? Can I hear those words from you?
Which is great.
Can I hear those words from you?
Now here's my coach and fan.
Oh.
That's great. Now what I'd like him to do is be that way in the second week of February and not the second week of the season.
Yeah, you're rolling now. We got to send this stuff to the Packers because LaFleur needs to use it, and I'm sure he's got some of it. But
I bet he knows what he's talking about.
Well, no, everybody knows what he's talking about. It's just
you want to get off to good starts, all that. Yes, everything's perfect. Everything is great. But you've seen enough games, right? There's going to be a little slump. There's going to be a little something you can't get up because whatever it is. So that's fine. Just the thing I like is now it's there, okay? And you may not have to summon it every week because, that's just, I think it's 17 games, the physical toll, the mental toll, that's just hard to do. You might have a clinker in there. But hopefully when you get into the playoffs, you're like, okay, we know what our good is. It's the old Scott Van Pelt thing, right? How good's your good?
Yeah.
And right now I think the Packers' good is as good as anybody's. So that's a great place to start. And after a couple of these, their good isn't a fluke, right? They just went out and shot, 63-63. And so that bodes well that in case sometimes you go out and just make 18 pars, it's okay. And if it's against the right team, you win that game and you move on. But I like that their good is as good or better than anybody else out there.
Let's hear Schlereth one more time.
I've watched pretty much every play of every game so far this year, Rich, and I thought the Green Bay Packers on tape are the best team in the National Football League that I've seen through the first 2 weeks.
Listen, I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Stoked, yeah.
I'm
now we know
stoked
why.
with the way they play.
That's the standard. So I now think that
now you can be like Tomlin, and the standard is the standard. So now you got to play up to that every week.
No, like I'm now from. I'm going to be disappointed if they don't make the NFC Championship game. I'm now going to be pissed. This is too good a tease. You can't. A little tease you can accept, but a big tease. Let's go.
Just now just cross your fingers. Everybody stay
I
healthy.
know. I don't know. No, that's what's wrong. You don't have to cross your fingers. I got them.
Yeah.
This is what you cross your fingers when you have worries. No, there should be no worries. This is who they are. This is how good they are. And short of injuries, they should be in the NFC Championship game. I don't have to cross any fingers. At the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, then maybe I have to cross my fingers. Maybe. But is it possible to exaggerate how well they're playing after somebody like that, as you said, incredibly knowledgeable person, and not one prone to huge statements by nature? I think he is a little surprised that he's saying that. He certainly didn't expect to say that, but if it is, it is.
Yeah, he's not a provocateur. He's not out there just seeing if we can, raise everybody's glass.
Oh, well, hold on just a second. Am I a provocateur?
Sometimes. Sometimes might be a little bit.
That I was expecting yes. So I like that you had to think about it for a second. Go back to what you were saying.
I don't like to sign everything to everybody all the time because it's not like it's changed.
That is you. That is you. Like a little sugar, a little salt. Even you. You don't want to. What did you say? You don't want to do it all the time, or what was you just what you said 5 seconds ago?
We just. Well, that's 5 seconds ago. I got the memory of a goldfish.
You don't want to put somebody in all the time. You don't like all the time.
Yeah, all the time, or never, or always. Those are hard things to live up to.
Yeah,
things change in there. And while they're not the Tiger Woods of the 2000, they are in a place right now where it's a little like Dan Jenkins. I feel like only injury and a bad marriage is the only thing that could maybe derail this thing right now.
What qualifies as a bad marriage as far as the Packers?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know when I see it, but I don't know. If suddenly we have reports of 17 guys whose wives took a golf club to the back of their window, then we'll know we'll have it. But right now, I think we're okay.
Something goofy would have had to happen that you're not anticipating. But as a follower of sports for many years, you never rule out anything, right?
No, but let's go Sunday. Sunday will be good. Because the Browns are going to be a little hot. And you got to go to play Cleveland. Those people, they might week 3. I think their spirits are already dampened, but they might rally up for this one.
And on the road is different. I would say that. That's the only thing. If I was LaFleur, hey, if you don't understand on the road is different, then I'm disappointed. But on the road is different. It's one thing to do it at home. It's entirely different to do it on the road. That's one thing they haven't proven.
You got a hostile crowd and you feel good after that comfy bed at the Ritz. And so, you got to come out and still play. So it does change things, but it's a good road game to start with, right? I'd rather go there and have kind of a cushy berth than roll into Buffalo and have to do that.
But that's the only thing you left out that LaFleur should add. 2-0.
Which is,
just know, both at home. You ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing until you can do it on the road. Anybody who doesn't believe that hasn't. What? Go ahead.
You know how many teams have made, if you're on the floor, you know how many teams have made the playoffs with 2 wins? 0. So you better go win some more games.
Yeah, but we've only played 2. And
that's all I'm saying.
Coach, let me check. Teams that start 2-0, 70% make the playoffs. Is that what it is, Pebble? Someone looked that up.
70%, yeah.
Yeah, 70%. What do you got after now? Now what do you got, Coach? You got to follow up to that, Coach?
Sure, that was after 16-game seasons. You got to play one more. Everybody's got another chance to knock you off.
All right. What's the number since they started playing 17? You apparently don't know. That's the best you got? You ain't done nothing on the road.
Ain't done nothing on the road. And while it's a good start, dude, if we go in the tank, nobody has ever made the playoffs.
Don't talk to me until you do that on the road. Everybody who's ever been in the NFL knows the difference that is. Don't care who you're playing. It's on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as Coach John Anderson. I'm kind of a one-trick pony. That's
more of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Northbound 894, looks like we've got a new crash at National Avenue. There may have to close off some lanes. At this point, it's definitely slowing down from before Beloit Road all the way up to National Avenue. On the southbound side, we got some backups from Greenfield Avenue down past National and again right past Beloit Road. Westbound 894, they're still dealing with a crash off on the right shoulder just past Loomis, closer to 51st Street. So watch out for that. Give yourself a little extra time coming from the 27th Street area to that point. And then southbound 43 is slowing down from Good Hope Road down to Bender and then back on the brakes from Locust down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 61 at the lake, 56 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 80 at the lake, 83 inland. Weather is brought to you by Avondale Roofing. Raise the roof and your standards with Avondale Roofing, your trusted partner for over 30 years. Remember, they get on top so you don't have to. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Buckle up, Milwaukee. The journey starts now.
Around third is Durbin. Here comes the throw home. Durbin slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10.
The Crew have punched their ticket.
And the Brewers, clinching the playoffs earlier today, put an exclamation mark on it here tonight.
Brewers playoff coverage on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Stay up to date on all your Brewers talk right here.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the Crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Got an unused car, truck, or SUV just sitting in your garage? Now's the time to act. Your vehicle donation to Rawhide Youth Services provides essential mental health care for youths facing trauma and behavioral challenges. Your help is needed right away. Your vehicle could be the key to a young person's fresh start. Don't wait. Donate today at rawhide.org or call 1-800-RAWHIDE. Empty your garage. Fill a young life with hope.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Oh, what a segment. The cot is ready. John Anderson and Jason Wilde. Take it away. 7-2.5. Write that down. 23 minutes. The longest I've ever gone before mentioning John Anderson. 7-2.5. Take it away.
Jason, I am not trying to keep the man down or douse any hopes, but I don't know if you have it with you. Can you help Homer and tell him how many teams have made the playoffs with 2 wins?
For the entire season?
Yeah.
0.
So I'm very excited about the 2 wins. I'm just saying we've got a ways to go.
That's the best you've got, Coach? That's the
So
best
now,
you've got?
Yep, he's not going to go there. I do have so when you look at this, I feel like, okay, this is a team that was obviously better than they showed in the preseason, but they showed nothing. They might be better than expected. This team has surprised you in what areas through 2 weeks?
Well, what have you said?
Right now, I thought the defense is good, but I thought the corners are better than I thought they were going to be, and maybe that's because of the defensive pressure. And I think that Love has been a little bit better than I thought, but he's got a ways to go because I still feel like he's a guy that hasn't played much. Like, he looks like he's still playing a preseason game sometimes.
Yeah, he's been a little bit inconsistent, I think, but he's made some big-time throws for sure. Like, he's been, in my opinion anyway, he's had some moments where he's been really, really good, right? Like the start of the Lions game and the first 4 third-down conversions, he throws 4 really good balls. He had a couple of throws that were completions that were that then they had they been thrown more accurately, that they would have gotten even bigger gains on. Those are the kind of little things. And then, for example, LaFleur was talking about how he felt like they had a chance to really take control of the game and knock Washington out, and they failed to do that. Well, there's 2 plays that I think back to that they narrowly missed on. And look, throwing the deep ball accurately is really hard, right? I mean, I saw a throw last night from Justin Herbert that I was like, damn, he made that look easy on the one long touchdown he threw. But yeah, there's that when it works, it looks really easy, but there's lots of times where it doesn't. And so, he would have a 33-yard touchdown to Golden on that post, and he underthrew it by just a smidge at the goal line. Remember that one? Yep. And then they're backed up on their own 8, and he, throws it down there and overthrows Golden, which, by the way, I never want you to underthrow Matthew Golden. Like, he's fast enough that, the idea would be throw it under, put enough air under it, and he'll catch up to it, even if it's overthrown. And that was LaFleur's point yesterday when we talked to him about that, was that, the opportunity was there, and if Love puts a little more air under the ball, that's a 92-yard touchdown. And then we're looking at this offense through a different lens, because that's another 130-some yards of passing yards and 2 big-time touchdowns of long distance. They had a 39-yard touchdown, the one that Jaden Reed breaks his collarbone on. That was a great throw and an unbelievable catch. They had the 48-yard deep ball to Romeo Doubs in the first game. Like, there have been glimpses, but it goes back to what we've talked about all offseason. They got a bunch of really good players that have been great in spurts, good in other spurts, and then just sort of mid the rest of the time. And in order to get to where they want to go, they got to be good most of the time and then great in some longer spurts. And maybe the acquisition of Micah Parsons does that on the defensive side of the ball, and maybe Jordan Love continuing to be healthy and making some of those throws and connecting on them will be enough to get it going on the offensive side of the ball. By the way, per the NFL, in the Super Bowl era, what percentage of teams have made the playoffs after starting 2-0?
I think we said 70-some-odd%.
I have it at 63%.
Okay.
So while it's
Pebble's
more
a little
likely
high.
than not,
Pebble's a little high.
That doesn't guarantee everything. Now, again, maybe he saw that somewhere else. This is from today. From
it's somewhere
USA
around
Today,
there,
so.
6 up 6.
But my point is that as much as Homer has decided that the division is over and the Packers are going to the Super Bowl and whatever else he's decided, there's a lot of work left to be done.
Let's find 2-0 and won both games by X amount and covered the spread in both games. Let's add a couple extra qualifiers that they have earned discussion, and we'll be at easily 80%.
So someday when you actually do the work instead of having your institute do it, that'd be great.
Back to you,
So
7-2
that
and
still
a
doesn't
half.
answer my question. Where do you think they're better than we thought? Where are they better than we thought coming in?
Well, in fairness, I don't know if the areas that they're better in are better than I thought once they got Micah Parsons or not, right? Like, how do you not think
sure.
Rashawn Gary is better than you thought?
Yep.
I mean, based on his track record. I mean, that's a guy that he's got 2.5 sacks, and he's on pace for, Mark Gastineau-style numbers, and he's never had a double-digit sack season before now. So that has to be the Parsons effect, right? I think they've been better against the run. Now, again, they've gotten out to leads. Teams have not run the ball as much, so I think that's a factor as well. But they still have stopped the run very well, and I did not expect them, after losing T.J. Slayton in free agency and after trading away Kenny Clark in the Parsons trade, I thought maybe that would be an area of weakness. But it hasn't been. Homer's guy has not been better than I thought, but he's been great, Edgerrin Cooper. Like, again, the way he covers ground.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just what we thought finally.
Well, I would say this. No, they're better. What I thought they're mostly what I thought they were going to be on both sides of the ball before they got Parsons. And then once they got Parsons, I felt like they're going to be better than what I thought they were going to be. And that's exactly what they've been defensively. Like, I still, like, I am a Jeff Hafley believer. I thought they were going to be really good on defense. The question I had was corner, to the point that you made. I don't think Keyshawn Nixon is comfortable enough to not have to worry about, well, if they extend the play, I'm going to get cooked if I'm playing this close of plaster coverage to break up 5 passes. I mean, he was targeted 5 times. He broke up all 5 passes. You don't see that very often from any CB1, much less a guy that a lot of people didn't think was a CB1. But part of that is he can be more aggressive because he knows the ball is going to come out sooner than it did. I mean, the most amazing stat from last season, and proof that sacks are a bad measure of how good your pass rush is that the Philadelphia Eagles finished the regular season with 41 sacks. The Packers had 45. I don't know how that happens, because we can all agree that the Eagles' pass rush was far, 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 far superior to the Packers. But they had 2 really big games where they had like 17 sacks over a 2-game span, and that skewed the numbers. So, their run defense has been better, their coverage has been better, but I do think that coverage part has an asterisk because of the pass rush.
But that's how we call that complementary football. And so that works out that way, Jason. Hey, I want to we talk about this guy a lot, but I feel like if I have time for 2, one would be I'm not so sure that Josh Jacobs, every yard he has come after contact. Like, that guy just goes and does the work. Like, it's always inside the tackles, and he just literally, like, he might be 3 inches shorter by the end of the season, but that guy should get props because sometimes they run just for effect, and he still puts his nose in there, which is amazing. And then the last couple of games, I've listened to him a little closer after games, and maybe you've seen this and I just get it. I feel like that guy might be the best leader they have in that offensive locker room. Like, he is about love and his dudes. What do you see from him when you watch him daily basis kind of thing?
So I'll take your first question first. I agree with you. So one of my favorite moments of the offseason, I thought I was Mr. Fancy Pants because this was a statistic that it wasn't fed to me by the league. I had actually looked it up because I was really curious.
Your institute didn't come up with it? Oh.
No, and I don't have access to yours, so I have to do all this kind of stuff myself. So I thought, God, I saw a stat about just how many yards after contact he had. So he finished with 1,328 total yards in rushing and 15 touchdowns, which is a really, really good season, right? No one would disagree with that. But like 780 of his yards came after contact, okay? I was like, God, I wonder how that compares with Saquon Barkley, who obviously went over the 2,000-yard mark. So Jacobs had 1,329 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley had 1,328 rushing yards before contact. So he was untouched for one less yard than Jacobs ran for total. And Jacobs' percentage of yards after contact was near 60%, which is brutal for a running back to have to deal with. And so my favorite part of the offseason was when I said, hey, I was looking this up, and I was looking at Saquon, and he interrupts me because he knows the stats. And I was like, okay, ESPN stats and information, Josh Jacobs. What does it mean now? Because what they've done in the offseason, it would appear, is to improve their run game to make it so maybe some more of your yards can come after you get hit the first time. And he talked about that, and I thought he was really honest, saying, I think I could have had obviously a much better year, but I also had. Then he always, because this goes back to your second question, he always brings it back to himself, which I respect the hell out of him for. Like he says, look, there were some plays where I had one more guy to beat, and then I've got a 70-yard touchdown. Doesn't matter if it's after contact or not. I got to beat that guy. And instead it's a 24-yard gain, and I get tackled. I can't do that. In terms of his leadership, though, I said this, I'll say it behind his back now, but I said it to his face. I said, look, man, in the history of voting for captains, I don't think I've ever been less surprised by someone being selected a captain as I am by you. Because he is the teammate. Now, again, it sometimes means him saying stuff that is unpopular, and then he's got to talk to the guys about it and smooth things over. Like, we need a number one wide receiver, like a legit number one. And we were talking about that during the offseason, too. And I said, well, in fairness to you, Goody didn't go out and draft a guy in the first round for the first time in 23 years. And he let out this big belly laugh, and he said, I'm not, you said that, not me. You said that, not me. I love everything about him. And him and McKinney, very rarely, Goody was saying this about Parsons, but he said it about both those guys last year, too, when he got him. Very rarely do teams let guys like that out of their building. And I think we can look at the teams that they left and say that the Giants, the Raiders, and the Cowboys are all varying degrees of massively dysfunctional. Because how you let, especially the two from last year, who not only turned out to be great players, but are the backbone of their locker room leadership. I mean, their leadership allows Jordan Love to not be the you-rah-rah Wisconsin type leader. Like, that's part of the equation, too. How you let those guys out of your building, I have no idea.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, Cots. Take care. Be good.
Oh, I got time now during the break to get it all folded up. And by the way, I will never apologize for my institute. It takes a village. Didn't someone say that once? That was said in a positive fashion. Yes, and similar to the Packers with Reggie White, there were other players they added to the team that were kind of like Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. And the Packers do as well as they might do. It's appropriate that be up there, not as high as Micah Parsons, but very close in terms of the need to add. So you say Eugene Robinson, or I don't know if it's Santana Dotson. There are just a number of them that were important And Ron Wolf had to go get him, Keith Jackson.
It sounds dumb because they are pro football, but they appear to be like a really professional outfit and mature, right? And do their jobs. And because that's not always the case. Jason said, about dysfunction. Like right now they feel to me like they are a very professional operation. Let's go out. Here's the job we're going to do. We're going to pound these guys. We move on. And that's not always the case with teams. And I think they reflect that, whether that is LaFleur, whether that is Jacobs, McKinney, or whomever, somehow they reflect that. And I think that is part of the success that they have shown, big success early and even over the last couple of years. But it helps when you don't have knuckleheads, man. It just helps.
I'll quote you on that. It's not as good as your other stuff, but it made the top 10. Third quarter with John Anderson next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Northbound 894, looks like we've got a new crash at National Avenue. There may have to close off some lanes. At this point, it's definitely slowing down from before Beloit Road all the way up to National Avenue. On the southbound side, we got some backups from Greenfield Avenue down past National and again right past Beloit Road. Westbound 894, they're still dealing with a crash off on the right shoulder just past Loomis, closer to 51st Street. So watch out for that. Give yourself a little extra time coming from the 27th Street area to that point. And then southbound 43 slowing down from Good Hope Road down to Bender and then back on the brakes from Locust down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 61 at the lake, 56 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 80 at the lake, 83 inland. Weather is brought to you by Avondale Roofing. Raise the roof and your standards with Avondale Roofing, your trusted partner for over 30 years. Remember, they get on top so you don't have to. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs. Just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitation. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Kick off your game day with a shine. Stop by Tsunami Express Car Wash now with 7 convenient locations across greater Milwaukee, including the brand new location in New Berlin. The best part, your very first wash is absolutely free when you sign up online. That's a $25 value on us. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes that protect your car, plus free vacuums and detailing tools to keep your ride looking spotless inside and out. Fast, easy, and always looking its best. Roll into the game feeling confident and clean. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, managing partner and PGA professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh, yes. The John Anderson Homer Hour. Jason Wilde's segment is over. You can go to ESPN Wisconsin, the app ESPN Wisconsin, and listen to it multiple times if you'd like. Now we have questions on YouTube. People like YouTube, which is a bit of a surprise, but that is in the world. Ask John Anderson, is Matt LaFleur the coach that helps them win a Super Bowl?
Yeah. I mean, I hope so, right? He hasn't gotten there yet, but it'll take a minute. But I think, I think he's a guy that's capable of that. I think coming in, right, that was a question. Is he a guy that can he motivate them? Can he take where they, came in, right, big, some disappointments. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the kind of a rebuild in there, a transition year. So, I mean, I think he is. Don Shula didn't win his first Super Bowl either.
He lost a lot. Don Shula has some horrible losses.
Yeah.
The one to the Jets in the Super Bowl really ranks as one of the great losses, and people don't know that because they're not old enough to know how incredibly good that Colts team was that year. And the follow-up was, does LaFleur have the intangibles? I have an answer to that. He's got a defense, and he's got a defense. That's more important. I want the tangibles more than the intangibles. That's my quote.
It'd be great to have all. I love all the intangibles. I'd rather have Micah Parsons. Michael Parsons is a lot. He can make your intangibles much better.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing. I think Matt has always shown. I think LaFleur has always shown that he's in charge of the club. Right. He doesn't look like he's ever lost the locker room. That kind of thing. He seems to be sort of. He's bright. Every once in a while, you make a call. You're like, I don't know that I agree with that, but the number of NFL games I've coached is short. But I think he is. What's that?
Oh, on the challenges, he's been horrible.
But he had one this time, right?
I know, right, but I mean, that tells you. He's
going to win one.
How many times you throw the flag out and you go, what the hell are you thinking?
Whoever their guy is upstairs that's telling him that, he is getting some bad advice.
Yes, I hope someone's been fired or replaced. That would be a great question to ask Jason Wilde. I will next time. But he certainly has the level of a team that can put more attention to Matt LaFleur if they don't get something done.
In what way? What do you mean they'll put more attention on?
Like if you lose early in the playoffs, it's going to be more on LaFleur because it's clear this is his best team. Other than addressing, you had Aaron Rodgers, but I mean, this is a team that should do something in the playoffs. And if they don't, more attention will come to him than the past because of the additions that Goody has given him. Parsons alone.
If you're the Brewers and you win your first playoff series with Craig Counsell, but then you lose your next 6, then we should start looking at that.
Yes, and people have. Like you.
Yeah. Well, that's because, me. I'm down on South Bend, and I apologize to you.
No, you don't apologize for anything. You're bitter that he went to the Cubs, and I want to be your vice president. I said the same. When you address these things, you go, what would I do? Not that you're as important but it is important. That's what you think. I would not have gone to the Cubs. I would have gone to any other team than the Cubs. I wouldn't have done it. And I admit part of it is because I'm from Milwaukee. I mean, his family is core Brewers. So it's not, if I'm out of work and I'm on the freeway asking for coins and the only job available is the Cubs, then I think I can count on you saying then I'd give him a pass. You, I'm not sure, but I would give him a pass. Would you give him a pass if it was the only job available? But it wasn't because he could have stayed in Milwaukee. Right?
Yeah.
He didn't have to leave.
Yeah. Now I want him out on the street. But yeah, he could have gone to the Mets, right? He could have done all the same things with the Mets instead of doing it with the team he did it with.
And I don't know him, but I feel like I know him a little bit. And I would have thought that would have been enough. It makes me think he was mad about something that put him over the edge. And I just want to let you know, I have 0% insight. The Institute is upset that I said that. There's a limit to how little you can know and have an opinion. All right.
The struggle is real.
Fourth quarter next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
This NFC North is a two-team race, period. I've seen enough. I thought it, I believed it, and now I've seen enough.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I've watched Minnesota struggle for 7 out of 8 quarters. Their offense stinks. I think there's going to be some very angry wide receivers.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
Preparations continue for the Green Bay Packers as they get ready for their first road game of the season Sunday in Cleveland against the 0-2 Browns. Quarterback Jordan Love joined the Rich Eisen Show on Tuesday and potentially foreshadowed things to come for the Packers offense.
The fun part about it is there's still plays that we haven't hit on. Some really big explosive plays that, once we start hitting those, we're going to take off.
I imagine part of that plan is rookie wide receiver Matthew Golden, who only has 2 catches for 16 yards through the first 2 weeks of his NFL career. We will see Sunday in the Dog Pound. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Why Z-Bart? Because cars, trucks, and SUVs still rust. They do. Just look around the parking lot. Well, it doesn't have to happen, people. Google Z-Bart rust protection, call Z-Bart, and keep your car rust-free.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold.
And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Higher Love Cannabis Company. Higher Love Cannabis Company located 9 seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Visit today. Easy stop before or after a game or on your way through town. Higher Love Cannabis Company, Menominee, Michigan. Award-winning, trusted, best in the Midwest. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the real deal with a flood of low-quality, unregulated products in Wisconsin. Higher Love Cannabis Company, the safe, trusted brand you can count on. Organically grown, locally owned. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest, and again, less than an hour from Green Bay. 9 seconds over the border, Menominee, Michigan. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. The John Anderson Homer Hour, we discuss knuckleheads. I will add, I think knuckleheads are okay. They just can't be your leaders. Right? Don't you? I mean, you have to have some knuckleheads. Do you have any knuckleheads on the track team at Missouri? Not, you don't need to mention names, but.
Did I when I was there? Oh yeah, we had some.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't one of them. For which seems like I would be a candidate, right? Because
no way.
I got some dopey tendencies, but not so much.
No.
By the way, that's the biggest story of the day. We haven't even gotten to it yet. Track and field.
Go ahead.
So clearly, you weren't out of bed this morning to see the World Championships.
No, I have not watched it.
So
I watch
world
only
champion,
track when you tell me to or what I should watch, and you didn't say anything.
So the world champion. So Kenny ran poorly in the 100. He finished like 5th. He had a bad start. But the world champion in the 110-meter high hurdles is Cordell Tinch from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Bayport High School. It came at the expense of probably my favorite guy in the sport, Grant Holloway. But it's an amazing thing. This is a guy who was out of track and field and was literally working at the Cellcom store in Green Bay. And
where'd he go to college?
4 years later. And now he is the world champion.
Where'd he go to college?
Down in Tokyo.
Where'd he go?
So he left Bayport. He started at Minnesota. And I think that I don't think he was with PJ. He was PJ, and there was the pandemic or something. He didn't enjoy Minnesota. So he went to Kansas. That just didn't work. And because of the pandemic, he tweeted one time, like, I feel like I'm not quite right with this pandemic. A piece of me is gone. And he went back and he was just selling cell phones in Green Bay.
No way. You're making this up.
No. And so one of his buddies that he ran with said, hey, I'm going to Pittsburgh State, D2 to run, but I'm not going there unless you come. And so his mom wanted him to get his degree. And so he's like, all right. And he went there and he tore it up.
No kidding.
He can long jump. He can triple. He can long jump, high jump, hurdle.
Did anybody think this was possible?
Yep. He's run great times the last 3 years. He's the fastest guy in the world the last couple of years, but he finally paid off in a big meet. He is the world champion.
How many world champions have there been in Wisconsin? Track. Not many. Not many. Oh, by the way, back to the Packers. Yeah, I'm not happy with you. You didn't tell us about this guy. You guys from Bayport. What do you mean? You didn't
Bayport.
Did you put anything on Twitter? Hey, watch this guy. He could be world champion. Come on. The Institute is not happy
Twitter
with you.
Ever.
Yeah, well, you should on this. Anything else you want us to see on track, get it up there. By the way, on YouTube, great suggestion. I want a shutout against the Browns or no touchdowns. I'll take no touchdowns. Isn't that an appropriate standard for this defense?
They're not.
Oh, never mind. The world champion is from Bayport. What has Bayport ever had as world champion at anything? Anything. Work on that for next week. And
quality school, but Bill Cordell Tinch.
And get some Twitter on something track. That's important. World champion from Bayport. That'd be even surprising if it was curling. On the tee next.
I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Stoked, yeah.
I'm stoked with the way they play.
Yeah.
Westbound on 894, still dealing with a crash off